Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIII-2. I'm the Mysterious JG. Last time we chased kids around and talked about Lightning's knife, and eventually we found a magical artifact which was going to allow us to activate a time gate and travel through space and time. But first, we got to deal with whatever this cinematic is. And we got crazy rock music playing, and we're walking right by where we fought a boss before, and he's back. I kind of like the music in this game. This rock and like monster theme, I bet anything if I could understand the words, it would be terrible, and I would hate it, but I can't, so it sounds kind of badass. No, I'm trying to switch to twin shields. And I didn't set up a dual Ravager thing. I probably should have, but I didn't. It didn't give me one on its own.
Rock and roll weird shit, don't know what I'm saying right now. It's checked. He is trying to sustain his speed.
That's what I think of with rockin' boss music.
You suck it on the water sucker.
Do it, do it, do it, do it. Yeah, just raw damage is the thing to do now to kill it during this first stagger. Cool, we got Phoenix Stand and an Iron Bangle. I think that's better drops than we got when I did it off screen, but of course those are the drops that will count because we're going to be loading to that set of progress.
Do it, do it, do it, do it.
And we got a Gogmagog Fragment Beta and a Chocobo. Chocobos are large birds used as riding mounts. Feed Gaishal greens to a Chocobo and let you hop on the saddle and ride around. You will not encounter any monsters while mounted, so Chocobos are your best option when you want to travel somewhere quickly and safely. Press LV when you wish to dismount. There are some locations where their speedy avian companions are not initially available, but keep exploring and you might find they eventually appear. No time traveler should miss the chance to see the world from the back of a Chocobo. Get ready for the business end of a giant equine chicken. Because we kept having like butt shots of Chocobos in the last game. This game also features the red Chocobo, which has like it's like the anarchist Chocobo, which has like a rock and roll Chocobo theme. It is super ridiculous. I'm kind of looking forward to getting there.
Badass Chocobos, I don't like to go. Some rock and roll Chocobo show.
Like it's coming, folks. Believe me, it's gonna be good. For now, though, I'm curious about these fragments. So we got another monster bit fragment. Ancient documents provide scanned information about the true nature of Gogmagog. Researchers believe that there may be two Gogmagogs and that the name refers to the species, not the individual. Others believe the Gogmagog is a fal'Cie who was punished for trying to travel the timeline. This may well be the most compelling explanation for the beast's immense power. Didn't we get something like the giant fragment or whatever? Heart Prison. You don't remember Neil is missing medical... Oh. So we are going to want to hop on this Chocobo because the Chocobo enables us to get to the place where this Chocobo, I think, is what's going to allow us to actually get the medical kit. Maybe you don't need a Chocobo to do this. Chocobo motherfuckers. Don't mess with the fucking Chocobo. Wait, there was some kind of shortcut down, or... Yeah, now I'm coming at that one barrier from the other direction. Barrier's no longer there, but...
Cadeau says we can let people through.
Good for him. I don't take orders from that asshole anyway. Nice! That giant bird horse is freaking awesome! Yes, because you stole and lied.
It's just that some people were talking, and it would be lonely if you left.
Lonely, awesome.
Lonely? Don't worry, this is my home. I love it here. If I do leave, I'll always come back. I promise.
Even if it's a ghostly specter to haunt you, I'll be here.
It takes courage and strength to protect other people.
With giant chickens. Takes courage and strength to be a giant chicken.
Yes, that's it. You found my kit.
You found my giant
I've been using
chicken.
this kit since I lived on Cocoon.
3 years ago.
Couldn't believe I lost
Wow,
it.
impressive.
It's funny how you get attached to these things. I'm sorry it's not much of a reward, but here,
And then she kicks you in the
Ever
nuts,
seen a rock
except that
like
you're a
this?
girl, so...
I found it just over there. Do me a favor and try not to get yourselves hurt. I've got enough patients already. There aren't many people who like to play nurse around here.
At least not without, you know, paying a fee. So, we got another fragment. We got the Heart Prism. Lenora's garage latest. You're not going to believe this. More and more people in New Bottom have been learning spells after moving here from Cocoon. It makes sense that Sarah has magic powers because she spent time dreaming at Crystal. Sure, yeah. But when kids start screaming fire and conjuring flames out of thin air, you have to start wondering. We asked Sarah how she does her magic tricks, and she said something about channeling the crystal within, whatever that means. Well, maybe there's some mysteries are not meant to be understood. So these crystals don't have necessarily magical info from the past. They can have just, you know, whatever the fuck. Random news story from Lenora's garage. Which was a store in the last game. I don't remember if Lenora is a character that we meet. So anyway, at this point I'm riding the Chocobo just to avoid monster encounters. And we are finally on our way to traveling through time, because it's basically the very next location you can visit after this one is where I did my grinding. But there is some plot to be done. Oh, I guess we'll talk to this guy. We might never see him again.
If you're heading to the gate, take this shortcut. Cadeau said you were free to come and go as you please.
Thank you, Robin from Teen Titans. We're already doing that, though. Whoa! Chocobo, what the fucking Chocobo? This is not now although the rock and roll like badass Chocobo music is pretty fun. I don't think anything really tops the Chocobo surf music from Final Fantasy VIII, a game that I'm never gonna get around to Let's Playing now that I've started on this. Chocobo, motherfuckers.
Are you sure you're ready? You know, once we go through, there might be no coming back.
Nope, let's not go through. Yeah, we're ready.
Yes, I'm ready to go. It's not a dream or a lie. I know my sister is alive out there. I'm sorry I doubted you. Of all people, I should know how bad it can make you feel when no one believes what you say.
But you are a lying son of a bitch.
Snow put all his trust in me. Now it's my turn to do the same for you.
That follows.
I've made up my mind. You and I. We go together.
'Cause
I
opposites
won't let you
attract.
down. We'll find Valhalla, I promise.
I will be the stud to your Sarah. or if you need me to be the Sarah to your stud. And you thought we were done having dumb conversations with Nora? Not quite.
So, you're not gonna say goodbye?
What to you?
There's no need. We already have, sort of. Lightning's knife. It's been sharpened and cleaned.
That was you, wasn't it, Mog?
You did that. Hey, shut up.
Look, my pendant has a brand new chain.
Okay.
And Snow was purring like a kitten. Someone gave him a good brushing.
Oh, the cat. I figured someone was brushing their leader and her fiance.
Why don't you guys go fess up?
Oh, look, she's actually got leggings on this time, and not. I guess maybe it was always leggings and not just her skin, but.
Leaving the pendant behind, so I made a chain, you know,
Mhm.
so you wouldn't lose it.
If Lightning is alive out there, wouldn't want her getting mad over a poorly maintained weapon. You know her.
She might stab you with it.
If you leave, someone's got to pick up the slack looking after Snow. So I volunteered myself.
Team huge, baby.
Thanks, guys.
You guys are really never gonna show up after this, right?
I don't know what's waiting.
I mean, none of you assholes are in the third game, are you?
Between worlds, but I want to see Lightning so much. If there's any chance at all, I want to take it.
I can practically taste visiting Lightning.
You can go, but you have to come back in one piece. Promise?
I promise. If I believe, maybe a miracle will happen.
And that might happen if you don't believe. These are all
The future won't
possibilities.
change until you make the first step.
The future
You know what you're
refused to
doing,
change.
Well, I can't say that I do. This is the first time I've opened a gate myself. Guess we'll just have to find out.
What? Wait, no.
What about Sarah?
It's
I'll
Stud.
protect her. I promise you. I vow never to let her come to harm.
So if Sarah spontaneously dies, you're gonna come back and answer to Godot?
For Sarah's sake.
I would assume it doesn't count if they're talking like die in battle and need to be revived with the Phoenix down.
I guess this is it.
Guess so.
Yep.
Looks like
Pretty
the
much.
future starts now.
Well, the future is always starting now, isn't it? You guys better not get any closer or we'll have you in our party. Instead of various monsters.
I'll be back.
That's her new catchphrase that she works into every movie.
Sarah, you stand
Dud.
on your journey for my sake.
Oh, hey, Lightning's back. Never mind,
You
guys.
believed in a promise. You believed in a future you could not see.
Because you're not the natural. You
I will
don't.
keep
You
fighting
don't
here
look to the future, but
until
remember
I
the
can walk
past. You don't remember the future and look to the past.
I believe in you.
We're here to make the plot completely ununderstandable. Stud.
This place is incredible.
So
It's the Historia Crux. The crossroads of the time continuum.
For some reason, we can breathe here.
So this is how you were able to travel backwards from the future?
Are they gonna put this
Right.
nonsense in the third
Just
game?
floated through this nowhere space.
Nowhere space, making all your nowhere plans. Making all your nowhere plans for nobody. Nowhere space, please listen. You don't know what you're missing. Nowhere space, the world is at your command. The story crux is your compass for navigating the rivers of time. Use blah blah, do blah 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 blah. Each time a new gate is open, more areas will become unlocked, expanding your freedom to journey through along the timeline. You can return to the story crux by pressing start. Game progress and data such as character advancement will be saved automatically. Time will cease to flow for that location, and you can travel safely to another location without losing any story progress. Once primers appear, loading your save data will allow you to continue your game from the story crux. So really, the game is supposed to continue on here. We've got 3 or 4 fragments, and I've activated the 1 gate. This place has 3 different gates that branch out different ways, and 8 different fragments. This is all DLC. There's a DLC story about Zaz, a DLC story about Lightning, and a DLC story about Snow. But the DLC story about Snow doesn't seem to unlock unless you deal with another thing first, and that is that you can... there's a bunch of optional bosses that you can fight in a Coliseum. Only because I think in my off-screening I came here and watched the cinematics, so they might not trigger again. I'm going to come here now, but all of the boss fights in the Coliseum, they can give you characters to add as a 3rd member of your party, but they're also all like on par with the final boss of the game in difficulty, which is annoying because at least when I got the DLC, it was like, oh cool, you can get like there's DLC where you can have some of the characters from the prior game be in your party, but you have to fight like boss battles that are really hard at this stage. So basically, by the time you get these characters, by the time you're able to win those battles, you're tough enough to win the game, and you don't need DLC characters to add to your party. But anyway, let's just check out the cinematics here.
It is said that the arena was created in preparation for the Day of Reckoning. Mighty warriors from every age gather, combatants risen from the grave and given temporary souls, all clashing in glorious, never-ending battle. Only one law governs this place. The weak serve the strong.
So I went ahead and bought all the DLC. I had bought a couple of them when I played the game years ago. I just went back for this LP and bought the rest. So eventually I intend to fight all of the optional boss monsters in the Coliseum. But for now, let's just go there, see what the cinematics are like, and then get the F out. It's the year question mark as fuck. Confused as fuck.
From the farthest reaches of time they come, guided by paradox.
Pretty cool, huh?
Souls burning for battle, drawn to this arena of blood. Unleash every weapon at your command and seize victory. Wandering hero of the moon, speak your name.
Oh yeah! Snow Villiers is here!
Yeah, this DLC kind of wrecks the whole storyline aspect of finding Snow.
I can't believe you ruined it!
Sorry, got bored of waiting.
You'll pay for that! Prepare to be thrashed, for you face the mighty Gilgamesh!
So Snow does look different in this game.
I got a fish for you right here.
He's scragglier and he's no longer wearing the dumb hat.
Your game sucks.
We shall see. Perhaps you missed my extra arm.
Is that a joke? Ice one.
Gilgamesh has his rockin' theme music. Remember, folks, this is all DLC. It doesn't connect to the story at all. Because Lightning is in Valhalla, so this doesn't... They really don't make this fit the story at all. Although there's Lightning, or Snow with this traditional pose. Yeah, Ultros is here, because that makes sense too. Seafood soup. I always assumed it was Typhon. But yeah, we got some characters from some prior Final Fantasy games coming in to be optional bosses. And again, if you win at battle against these optional bosses, they can become party members.
What life has survived its expanse. Dare you face the envoy of the stars?
They look cute, but they're gonna kick your ass. Poo-poo. And this is a Mega Weapon, who is nowhere near being the toughest boss in the game, from what I've heard, although I've never actually beaten it. So, who am I to say? This is called Omega, I guess.
Those lost to the shadows of history will defy reality and be reborn.
Be awesome. Wait a second.
It can't be.
What do you suppose I am?
Do you suppose that I'm some kind of weird dominatrix, pirate chick,
Chaos?
school teacher, librarian, whatever?
I am your waking nightmare.
A puppet of the Foul Sea?
You gonna call me that too?
What? You appeared in one scene in the last game, and no one knows and remembers who you are. But he's an optional boss.
Is that any way to talk to your commanding officer?
But I didn't call you anything, though.
Maybe I need to reteach you your basic training.
What the fuck ever, man.
Well, looks like everyone's here.
Not everyone.
Behold, travelers of the timeline, come to join this fateful contest.
Hi, guys. It's Sarah and stuff.
This is my lucky day. I've been waiting for this chance.
Hope you're
Extra
ready,
episode,
sis.
Snow Story Perpetual Battlefield.
Like any scene in history, looms bloody on the horizon. Prepare yourselves, warriors of time.
So Lightning and Snow are gonna fight all these guys? Oh no, apparently Lightning and Snow are fighting us, and we're backed up by Ultros, Omega, etc., etc. Welcome to the Coliseum of the Void Beyond. Here on the border between life and death lies the testing grounds of souls. In this impossible arena, long-dead heroes and champions of the Netherworld vie for martial supremacy. Endlessly they clash, training in preparation for the Day of Reckoning. Only one law governs this place: the weak serve the strong. By defeating opponents and sealing them the crystal, you gain the ability to summon them as allies, claim victory over the most powerful foes, and build an unstoppable army. Within the Coliseum, battle may be joined with but a word. When ready, simply speak to the Arbiter of Time and choose your opponent. So we can't open that. There's a character here that we are supposed to meet in the next area, and we actually get introduced to them at that time, so I don't want to talk to them here. And frankly, talking to him just gives us a menu where we can have all these boss fights, none of which we're capable of winning right now. So I'm just going to get the F out. This gate was unlocked from the Story Crux. Return to the Story Crux? Yes. Erase all memory of film from mankind's consciousness? Yes. Now, the other two DLC things I'll show off a little bit later. One of them is a casino type area, but we have a casino that shows up in the regular game at some point. This one is like a DLC casino area where you play as Zaz, and eventually if you complete the casino minigames and earn casino points or whatever, Zaz becomes a playable character. Before you get too excited, he becomes a playable character in the sense that your third party member is always a, quote, monster. So you just have Zaz appear in your party, and he doesn't talk, and he doesn't appear in story scenes, and he's not really there. He's only there in the same extent that like a monster character would be that you've caught. And the same goes for Lightning, because we could do a story chapter, and this one again, Sarah and Noel are here. Sarah and Noel don't come here, and they don't come here. You just have a storyline where you play as Zaz in its own little self-contained mini DLC story. And here you have a self-contained mini DLC story where you play as Lightning in her, like, warrior of Etro goddess garb. So here you can defeat Lightning dressed as she was in Final Fantasy XIII and win and have Final Fantasy XIII Lightning as a guest character. Here, you can have that chick who is going around showing off a lot of, her hip all the time as a guest character. I think she's a commando, and Final Fantasy XIII one is a Ravager. Zaz is a synergist. You can defeat and unlock Snow. He is a Sentinel, and then there is no way in game to play as Hope, Vanille, or Fang. Now, Vanille and Fang are, of course, part of the. They formed magically the crystal pillar that stopped Cocoon from crashing into Pulse. So they're kind of like not really alive, I guess. It's kind of odd. Hope, on the other hand, and Zaz, and Lightning, the whole story, the whole point of the game is to try to find Lightning. But you get to play as Zaz, you get to play as, or you get to fight against Snow and win him. Hope doesn't get his own DLC, but Hope, Snow, and Zaz should all be out there in the world somewhere. Are we going to run into any of them? Well, I guess we'll find out soon enough. But for now, this video is just a little short. I want to save. Oh, X. I want to make sure I save on the right slot. This is save data from 2013. I think it's safe to say I'm not going to go back and reuse any of this. I just want to make sure I don't mess anything up here. Because this 8-hour data is the one I actually need. This is the one where I've been grinding while watching LPs and stuff. I'll save over this one for now.
Time and space, time and space, etc.
But when we come back next time, we're going to open up that crystal, or that time thing. We're going to go in there, and with a little bit of luck, one 30-minute video will get us to the point where I can actually load and use my grinded up characters. I'm the Mysterious JG. I want to thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more of Final Fantasy XIII-2. Bye-bye.